Okay, hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. Just hop in, I've set some coordinates to a new location, so although they don't appear to have appeared on my map. How do I bring up the map? Oh, maybe it's because it's here. Let's just swing around and have a look. Oh yeah, I think I see the trailer that I was going for. Freight market. One going to Rotterdam. That's it. Yeah, I thought I'd go a bit further afield today rather than just Scotland all the time. Let's head over there. Oh, I need to switch my lights on. I believe that's done it. So the good thing is, because it's there's a ferry ride involved, I can rest then, so I don't actually need to worry about sleeping. Let's just reverse onto it. There we go. So let's just check if I've got the headlights on. There we go. Right, K's full beam. Yeah. Right, let's just test the other lights, indicators. F is hazards, as I've learnt. So that's all good. Brake lights, yeah, they're fine. Let's go. So the GPS is already set up. So now all we need to do is make our way to Rotterdam. So we're turning left here. So a bit sharp on the old brakes. Oh, there's a car coming. None of these guys are going to let me out, are they? There, come on. Right. Clear. Is it clear going that way? Yeah. Right. There we go. So the speed limit's 30. I'll get up to that nice and quick. I don't know if this trailer's as heavy as the last one I had. We've got a nice windy road, which is always fun. I'm thinking, I'll tell you something that I've been thinking is that we need to start thinking about like this in terms of a business and expanding, maybe hiring a few people. So I might consider taking out a loan, then getting a bigger lorry, and then hiring someone else who can drive this lorry, the small lorry. Right, speed limit's gone up to the speed limit's definitely gone up to 50 because that was what the sign said. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong thing actually. Just looking at the sat nav. And then it goes up to 60, but mine stays the same because I'm in a truck. So a bit annoying, but a bit of a wind up. Okay, sorry about that. Got called away, but I'm back now, so there's a car trying to overtake. Try not to do what I was doing last time, sort of whenever a car went to try and overtake, I was waving all over the place. Right, so we're turning off here. Just let that guy go past. Almost drifted into his lane. Just let this last guy overtake. And then start preparing to pull off. Just confirm to the drivers behind that I know what I'm doing. Even though they're probably now getting quite cross because I don't think I've got anything behind me looking at the mirror, so there's no need to worry about that. There we go. He can pull out and overtake now if he wants to. Oh, it's a bus. Or is it a bus or is it a lorry? No, it's a bus. Right, prepared to pull off here. Where has that bus gone? Oh, he pulled out into that lane. Obviously heading to Aberdeen. Well, I've been there enough times to, in this series. Oh, that reminds me, I meant to go drive around the Glasgow and see what the different amenities were. Oh well, I'll do that the next time I'm here. Let's put these onto full beam. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to dazzle you. Turn them off, the driver's coming the other way. Just pull over so he can get out. This is one of those trick lanes where it turns out to actually be 3 lanes. Let's go all the way across, shall we? There we go. Oh, for Christ's sake. Come on, past you get. There we go. The guy didn't really let me out or do anything to help me get out. I think he would, if he'd been a bit quicker, he would have overtaken as well. So, screw him. There's some services, but I don't need them at the moment. I've got plenty of fuel and everything. They do look quite big though. But no, I'm fine at the moment, so we'll just leave it at that. Don't know how far we are from the ferry port. There's a lot of cars on the road. Oh, there's no one trying to overtake. As I start drifting over, it's nearly midnight. How can it be this busy at, what, 3 minutes to midnight? In fact, how could it be this light at 3 minutes to midnight? I will never know. It'll get dark when you reach the continent. Oh, there's somewhere we could have. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why would you have a single lane motorway? Oh dear, 1% damage to the delivery. That's not great. Oh, it's going to do it again, isn't it? It's a silly layout, this. There weren't even any signs to warn us. I don't think, just ones that said there's a turning coming up. But I don't know about you, but I've never seen ones where it's just ones like that where just one lane disappears. I mean, I've seen it on some of the bigger motorways. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I'm coming into a... Oh, there's a truck pulling out in front of me. Well, they're not going to be happy with the 1% damage I've caused, even though it technically wasn't my fault. It was a stupid layout of Britain's roads. Or is it Scotland, isn't it? Blame Scotland. All Scotland's fault. Right, I think we're heading towards Newcastle, aren't we? Or is Newcastle down that way? We must be heading towards Sheffield then. Oh, bit of a bump there. Don't know how close we are. Should we have a look on the map? Oh, we're still miles away. Oh, I'm coming off the road slightly here. So this is going to be a nice long overnight journey. Somewhat like the one at Christmas should have been. Actually, that was pretty much overnight. Given that it's an AI car, I don't really think he's going to mind that much if I have my lights on full beam all the time. control this trailer. Mind you, it's probably difficult anyway to drive with just a keyboard and mouse. Coming off the road slightly here. Oh, coming onto a motor. No, it's 2 lanes merging into one, but at least they give you plenty of warning here. Plenty of notice that this is happening. Oh, sorry. Sorry, driver. Now, the speed limit definitely went up to 60 then. And I don't think lorries are limited to 50. Well, actually, I don't know. They could be. So don't take my word for it. If you're about to go out on a long lorry drive in the UK, don't go above 50 if this is saying that that's the speed limit. Because I may be wrong. Are we going to be held up behind other? Is this what it was like for that other lorry that I was holding up? Oh, nice windy roads. Nice to have full beam on, and the fact it probably won't affect the car in front. Well, it would in real life, but this is it's an AI car. It probably hasn't even got a driver. Wonder if that car's going to try and overtake the lorry. So I still haven't ascertained as to whether overtaking is a thing in this game, whether AI can do that. Oh dear, it's pulling away. That's not great. It's not good. Because it means I'm holding up the traffic more than he is. But at least this is like an overnight trip, so it shouldn't... Oh. Let him overtake. There we go, see, overtaking is allowed. Or is possible. Oh, was the speed limit gone down to 30 for this twisty road? It's alright, I think it's a lorry behind me now, so he'll understand. It's not easy getting a lorry like this around all these sharp corners. Especially when it's as small an engine as mine's got. I think as soon as we get back to London, we'll look into expanding the fleet. Oh dear, we are kind of slowing down here. It's alright, I'll pull into that petrol station just down there to let these guys past. Actually, we'll do it here. There you go. None of them are going to thank me, well, they probably don't know what I've just done for them. Oh dear. Ah. May have somewhat got myself stuck here. Right, note to self for future reference. If you're going to move out the way for other cars, don't do it where you don't actually end up on the road. Or actually have to go off the road to do it. Do it in a dedicated spot. Maybe it's worth noting not to do it on a steep hill. I don't know whether lorries would actually pull over like that. Because it's so difficult to actually start on a hill like this. Perhaps it would have been better doing it in that service station like I said I was going to, but the thing is I thought that's probably going to be on a downhill stretch where I'd be able to get the speed up anyway. I don't know. thinking. It's probably just going to be a small lay-by, which is the sort of thing that I was looking for anyway. Or just, oh, is it on that side of the road? Yeah, I wasn't going to pull over to the other side of the road. Oh no, there is a thing. I don't know if I can pull into that bit. I think that probably, well, I could have pulled to the side there anyway. But at least now I'm getting speed up. It's a shame none of those drivers thanked me for pulling over for them. Now, because it's clear, I'm going to use a bit more of the road than I legally should, just to make this a bit quicker and a bit easier getting down this hill. Just speed up the journey a bit, I think. Got 18 hours until we arrive. It's going to be more or less 24 hours actually. The trip, although part of that is by ferry. Fortunately, I don't doubt they've got any speed cameras along this road. What's that? Is that roadworks? I'll just give them a bit of space. Ah, what a nice lake, or probably a loch actually. We're in Scotland, or are we still in Scotland? I don't know. There's a more service station. Be able to look past all the sleeping truck drivers and car drivers. Have we got any in there? Oh, there's a few cars. No trucks though. That's okay. We're in 12th gear. I doubt your car goes up to. Oh, sorry, wrong. This is what happens when you've got. You start using a keyboard as a controller for everything. All the buttons seem to become merged. Right, now I'm starting to see signs for a ferry port. That's good. So let's put my lights on. Start indicating. What? No. That was the wrong button. Let's turn them off. I'm going to need to slow down quite a bit for this because it looks quite tight. Let's just check that I'm getting round there alright. Ah, it's one of these junctions. A pulley away from junction. Or where I'm going to have to check that it's clear both sides. It most certainly is. Bet the car behind didn't have half the trouble that I just had getting out of there. But at least we're nearly at the ferry station, or ferry port. Oh, cars overtaking. There you go. I don't know why I hooted then. Give him a friendly hoot. I suppose that probably actually, from their perspective, was probably a bit more aggressive, like, how dare you overtake? But it's understandable, I'm probably driving quite slow along this road. I'm a huge vehicle, and then you can't overtake for this bendy bit, so that'll probably be a bit annoying if you get stuck behind a car and you can't get past them. Right, speed limits go down to 30 here. We're coming up to a roundabout. Let's just check that it's all clear. It is all clear. I just hog the middle of the roundabout because I'm a truck driver, so that's what I do. I need the space. And if I stay in this lane, that means I definitely won't end up catching the roundabout. So that's probably a good idea as well. Ah, look, ferry port. Be sure I don't hit any signs or anything. I think I may have accidentally mounted the pavement slightly, but that's not the biggest, worst crime in the world, is it? And as you can see, I can see the unmistakable sign for a ferry port, a picture of an anchor, and a ship, and a parking spot where I can sleep. This is starting to look very dockyardy. Let's just follow these roads nice and straight. Possibly don't want to speed too much. Right, are we going to actually be allowed on board the ferry, or is this just a simple dockyard? Yeah, we're not actually going to be allowed to board the ferry. Alright, enter. Right. I assume whatever that place is, 970 pounds. Oh, blimey, that's a ridiculous price to pay. A ridiculous price to pay. Oh, we've arrived later than I was expecting. Right, where do we go? From here, I assume we go through passport control. Just throw it at them. Woo. Which is the way? Now I need to remember which side of the road to drive on now. I don't need my lights on full beam just yet. Now I believe we're on the right or the wrong side of the road. Yep, the lorry behind seems to be going that way. Ah yeah, everything seems to be wrong. It's actually going to be quite confusing now because I've done so many trips around Scotland and the UK. Hopefully I shouldn't take too long to get used to it though, I think, because I did that Ultimate Driving Machine series, but that was ages ago. That's probably not actually... Oh, we've just got just under an hour until we arrive according to the sat-nav. And I'll probably go a bit faster than the sat-nav expects me to go. Right, Amsterdam. Oh, it's just going to be an impossible to get onto road. Right, look, the cars are all moving over for me. Let's give him a grateful flash. Ooh, what's that big tank thing? He's probably being paid a ridiculous amount for carrying that. Because to be honest, I've seen how much you get paid for carrying different loads like that. Mind you, it looks like he's probably got a more powerful truck. Right, just pull out here or pull off here. There we go, I was probably meant to have checked that, make sure nothing was coming in that lane actually. So I'm following the nice big, well-paid tanker driver, am I? seems to start indicating quite soon, so I'll do that because he obviously knows what he's doing. Ah, it's clear. Perfect. Oh, speedy face. Ah, it's probably because I'm going quite slow actually. That truck is getting away pretty quick. God, my money's gone down to 2,000. How's that happened? Must have been the ferry cost. Then, how did it happen? What other costs would I have had? I've not been fined or anything. And I thought I had £5,000 before. Right, what's this? Oh, there's an aeroplane. What's he doing up there? Right, let's see if I can catch up with that other truck. No, because even if I need to speed a little bit, I doubt he's going to speed. Because I haven't done much overtaking here. I actually probably should slow down. There's probably a reason why I'm limited to 50. And given how bumpy it was going down there, and also the fact that that's the sort of place there'd be a speed camera, if we're perfectly honest, in a tunnel like that. Oh, Rotterdam discovered. I wonder if the truck in front's going to Rotterdam. Because we could follow him, we may be going to the same place. You never know. Oh, sorry, van behind, I'll give you a... Actually, need to pull over. Oh, blimey, it's all going wrong. Oh, he seems to be in the wrong lane. So either he hasn't realised what's going on here, or he's going to a different place. Right, just start braking. Yep, off he goes. Bye bye. Oh, is this going to be impossible to get out of the spot? Bay. Is it not traffic light controlled? Ooh. Is it clear? Oh, of course, I've got to look both ways now. And there's a car waiting to come up this way, so that's going to hold things up. Oh, you would have thought someone would let us out. Why is it so busy? What time is this? This delivery due? Oh, I've got 22 hours. If I'm stuck here for 22 hours, then that we definitely do have problems, especially given how late it is. Ah, there we go. Oh, no. Right, there wasn't anything coming at all that time, so don't know what caused you to slow down. There's a truck behind, he's probably thinking, oh damn, British truck. Thinks he can do whatever he likes. Right, now I've got to get through all that traffic again, and I've got the same car who stopped for nothing. Right, it's clear. Let's go for it. Go, go, go. Pull over this way so I don't clip the corner, because I've already damaged the cargo once already. Hopefully we come out of this town the other way, so that I can have a look and see what those mystery buildings are, because I meant to do it in Glasgow. Bet this light changes to red before we get to it. Oh no. Oh, right, go. Technically, should have tried to stop for that, but because I was in a truck, I probably wouldn't have stopped in time. However, because I was in a truck, I didn't have the acceleration to sort of go. And my god, it's changed to amber. Put my foot down. Right, at least I'm on the same side of the road as the depot this time. It's a bit easier to get into. Don't have to wait for anything. Right, I'm here with your cargo. Where do you want me to put it? Your fertilizer. Just gonna try and dodge those crates. I'm not gonna skip parking. Who do you think I am? Or what sort of truck driver do you think I am? Oops. Let's just get out and see how close I can get to the front there. Right, let's get back in. Let's get this working properly. Right, that's looking good. Turn the wheel. Right, let's just pull it forward a tiny bit. That's good. Turn the wheel. Reverse it up. There we go. People are probably watching in the streets thinking, oh, how on earth does he do it, parking these huge trailers like this? There we go. I mean, it may not be straight. I could be straighter, but I'll straighten it up just to please any over just leave it like that, I think. There we go. 207 miles, took me almost 24 hours. Damage penalty for 1.7%. Just don't know what he was complaining about there. £500 for a tiny bit of damage. But at least I made about £7,000, so quite a decent bit of money. Let's continue. What do I want to add? I think all this ADR gases, maybe. Should we put a gas on? Yeah, let's go for a gas. Let's do that. Right, let's find a place to park. Park up by near the entrance. Let's see if I can get around this corner. Tell you what, let's park in here, shall we? Actually, no, park it close to the entrance. Now my truck's got all the power in the world. Right, let's do a what's it, reverse, or what's it, park? Oh, I've mucked it up. Not quite got this, the wheel spin that I expected. No, it's just around the pavement. I'm sure they won't mind. Right. Lights off. Engine off. Right, that's been it for this episode. Until next time, goodbye.